Hi, I'm Danica Tormolen, VP of Content for Trade Show News Network by Informa, and I am joined today by Larita Clark, who is CEO of MPEA, which
Yes.
is the Metropolitan Pier Exposition Authority, which oversees McCormick Place, which we are here today at the National Restaurant Association show. So, welcome, Larita.
Thank you,
It's so good
Danica.
to see
It's
you.
great to be here. We're excited.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, so you are CEO. So just quickly, give our audience a little bit of background into you and your history.
Well, my history is I've been at MPEA for over 30 years. I rose up through the ranks. I am a certified public accountant by trade, and I was primarily on the financial administrative side of things up through CFO about 7 or 8 years ago. And I became CEO in 2020, right before the pandemic.
So what do you love about working for MPEA?
I absolutely love this. We are here today with over 50,000 of our best friends. I love seeing our entire complex activated. MPEA actually owns McCormick Place, but we also own the two adjoining hotels, the Marriott Marquis Chicago and the Hyatt Regency McCormick Place, each about 1,200 rooms. So just to have the activity on our campus with folks that are smiling, they have things to do constantly, enjoying the hotels and the convention center.
Great. So tell us a little bit about, so I wanted to get some insight from you since you oversee, this building and all the events that are here. Chicago is home to so many great, flagship, some of the biggest shows in the country are held at McCormick Place.
Yes.
So talk about some of the trends that you're seeing with some of the events that are coming here.
I would say the biggest trend that I'm seeing is that folks are starting to register later than ever. You've probably heard that from others. So many of the attendees, they're registering closer to the day of the event.
Right.
One way that some of the shows that I've talked to some of our customer advisory board members, one way that they mitigate that is they are encouraging early registrations. And in some cases, they're actually offering early registration incentives
Yeah.
to get those attendees to register early.
Yeah. Is there any impact, to the convention center, in terms of preparing, right, for the events that are coming in with those later registrations?
So for us, for many of the events that have been here before, we know what to do. We know that, they may be up or down 10%, but basically it's the same thing. And we want to make sure that we're prepared for the most attendees possible.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about, okay, so, attendance overall, but what about international attendance? Chicago is definitely one of the, it's easy to get to for international attendees. So what's going on there?
So international attendance, we've heard that from some of our customers that international attendance is consistent.
Okay.
It's not where it used to be, but we've got strong attendance from Asia and South America
Okay.
attendees, and they are continuing to make that a priority.
Because, I would think a lot of people select Chicago because of the ease to get in and out
Yeah.
internationally.
We've got O'Hare Airport,
Yeah.
top international airport. We also have Midway Airport. So it is very easy to get here. We're centrally located. So we love to say that everyone can get here from everywhere relatively easy.
So let's talk about really quickly, like some of the big shows that you've had here in the building earlier this year, and then maybe some of the ones that you have coming up.
So we've had the Houseware Show recently, and they had a wonderful, wonderful turnout. We've got one I'm looking forward to is the American Society of Clinical Oncologists, and then I'm looking forward to the International Manufacturing Technology Show, which most people know as IMTS.
Yeah.
And that event, we're hoping they will be at 100,000 people. So that would be our largest event on our campus
For this year.
for this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye. That's in September.
That's in
right?
September. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the building itself. So what kind of renovations have you been doing? I know it's like an ongoing, there's always something going on in terms of
So
renovation.
we are investing. We're continuing to invest as we have the finances to do so. So the most recent investment, and that is, I'll say half completed, We're investing in our Hyatt Regency McCormick Place, which I said is a 1,200 room hotel.
Yeah.
It has a South Tower and a North Tower.
Hmm.
So the South Tower, we have completely renovated all of the guest rooms.
Okay.
That construction project just finished, I think, in the last couple of weeks or so.
Oh,
Totally
exciting.
completed. And then beginning in December, we're
Mhm.
going to do the North Tower. And that is going to be completed. A planned completion date is in February of next year.
That's great. So
Yeah.
for some people who may not, I'm staying at the Marriott Marquis for this trip. I've stayed at the Hyatt before, but it's all connected. So it's really nice and convenient for the shows and the exhibitors and attendees that, are lucky enough to stay. I felt really lucky to get a room over at the Marriott Marquis, but it made it so easy. Like it was raining a little bit on Saturday morning
Yes.
when the show opened. I didn't have to worry about
That's
that at
right.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of what we consider a competitive advantage. Our
Sure.
entire campus,
Yeah.
including our 10,000 seat arena, is interconnected. So you never have to go outside unless you want to.
Yeah. Talk about, I know one of the things that I've been seeing more and more at convention centers is digital signage and packages for events, right? Like
Yes.
they're really utilizing that. So tell us about your packages here.
So we actually we just issued an RFP, a request for proposals, so that we can upgrade our digital signage. So we're looking forward to having more options for our attendees and our organizers to, first of all, to enhance the exhibitor and attendee experience, but also to have more options for them from a digital signage standpoint.
Yeah, it's so nice here at Restaurant Show. We'll show some B-roll of the outside with sponsorships on all the stairs and hanging in the beautiful concourse area.
Yeah, and a lot of that is done by the show.
Right.
They
Yes.
organize that,
Yeah.
and we just want to have the space available for them to do whatever they like to do.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and you got a nice backdrop to be able to do it in.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it.
So I know also that the convention center has gotten some recent accolades. So I want to give you a chance to tell us about some of those.
Thank you. Well, I would say the most recent one that I'm very proud of is we were named among the top 25 facilities in the world, and we were also named number one of by Exhibitor Magazine as a top convention center over 1 million square feet. So we're
So
excited
by
about that.
exhibitors,
Yes,
essentially. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mhm.
That's great. What do you attribute that to? What do you think makes it an award-winning, convention venue?
I think it's having the space available and having the flexibility, but I also think we have quality labor here. As you know, we're a union facility and the labor is top notch. So we get the job done, we get it done efficiently, we get it done quickly. And I also think that we're in Chicago, so there's so much to offer in Chicago to the attendees, to the exhibitors, and to even the organizers. They can have events off-site, they can have events on-site, and they will have top-notch events. So I think it's attributable to that. And I say Chicago has the best restaurants in the world. So any foodie that comes to Chicago will want to return because of that.
So, okay, I have a kind of a fun question for you. So, any advice to, our audience is the trade show organizers, right? Big trade show organizers like the restaurant show. Any advice when they're like coming to Chicago or, choosing and selecting, a destination? Any advice?
So I say this all the time. My advice is to plan early. Try to discourage last minute changes. I know it sounds, probably cliche, but that doesn't just affect us, but that affects your contractors, that affects the events that are here before you and after you. So the sooner we know what you want, the better we can serve you.
Yeah. So how far are people booking further out now, or you still have like lots of fill-in business with like some corporate, et
We do
cetera?
have corporate
Yeah.
business, but we have events, my understanding, booked through 2043. Not
Wow.
fully booked, and we're
Yeah.
working on it, but we're booking out as far as we can. We
Yeah.
want to get them here.
So if you want to get into McCormick Place, you better start booking now, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Well, thank you so much, Larita, for taking a few minutes out of your day today to talk to us.
Well, thank you, Danica. It's my pleasure.
So for TSNN, I'm Danica Tormolen.